Hello there, everybody. This is Silent Mist, and welcome back to the vlog. Today, I have a topic to talk about. For the first time in a while, I have, something that I want to talk about this for the majority of the vlog. It's driving, and trying to figure out whether or not I'm a bad driver, or if everyone around me, or a lot of people around me, are bad drivers. I've been thinking, it could be one or the other, but the more I think about it, the more I think that, man, people really suck at driving. So, today I had to go to my job. I don't know if I mentioned this. I quit my job because I really didn't like it. But, today I had to go in to pick up my last paycheck. Actually, my second to last paycheck. I need to go next Friday to pick up my last paycheck. But actually, that was my first paycheck, and there was an issue with it, so it needed to get reprinted, so... But I needed to go in today. On my way to the office, I almost got into 5 collisions. Now usually this number isn't so high, and you might be thinking, well, usually the number isn't very high at all. Usually the number is 0, or maybe 1 because there's someone who did a bad merge. But today there were lots of problems. So let me start this off with saying, I am a very careful driver. I do speed a little bit. I do go fast. I will never go dangerously fast, nor will I go fast in dangerous conditions. I will, however, if the traffic is moving at a significantly higher rate than the speed limit, say the speed limit is 65 and traffic is moving at 80, I will go 80. Likewise, if the roads are very empty and there are no hazards, good conditions, everything, no policemen on the way, I will also do 80 in a 65 mile per hour area. Why such specific numbers? Well, that's the numbers that I drive on the highway to get from where I am to where the job is. It's usually pretty empty, and the speed limit there is 65 miles an hour, but I often do 80 back and forth. You might be thinking, that sounds a little dangerous, and to you I'd say, you're not entirely wrong. It is a little bit dangerous, but that's where the extent of me being reckless. I wouldn't even consider it reckless because I'm very careful when I do that. I pay very close attention to everything going around me. That's where that ends. I have a very, very strict sense of what's right and wrong on the road, and a lot of them are legal, a lot of them are moral, and they're mainly legal and just standards. Such as, if you're in the left lane, the fast lane, you are supposed to be, if you're not the fastest one in the speeding lane. If you're not the fastest one in the fast lane, if there's someone faster behind you, you move over so they can pass you. That's just how the roads are set up. One of the things that makes me really impatient when I'm driving, usually I don't get impatient, but there are a couple of things that will just make me get really mad at people because either they don't give a crap or they don't know what they're doing. Is if they are going, let's say, 70, and I'm coming in at 75 behind them, and then they don't move over. I just find this extraordinarily inconsiderate because that's not how the roads work. They work, if you're going 70 and the guy behind you is going 75, you move out of the way so he can continue going 75. And when I first started driving, I had the thought that I now hate, that I know people have. It's, I'm going fast enough, the person behind me can slow down. Say you're going 75 in the 65 mile per hour area, and you don't move over. I did that when I started driving. I was like, okay, I'm going 75, I should be going fast enough. The guy behind me shouldn't go any faster. That's not safe. That's not how driving works. So there's the fast lane, slow lane concept that people need to adhere to that. That's how things work. The other thing, the one thing that will make me hate anyone on the road is not signaling. The way signals are set up on a car is so brilliantly ingenious that if you don't signal, you're an asshole. I can't tell you how many times I've had to slam on the brakes because the guy in front of me just changes lanes without signaling. Whenever I do that, the first thing in my mind is like, oh wow, that guy's a jerk. Okay. Let me explain to you why it's so brilliantly ingenious. So, let's say you have a wheel right here. This pillow represents a wheel. You're turning it, la-di-da-di-da. Right here would be the little thing that activates your signals. It goes up if you want to take a right, and it goes down if you want to take a left. So, up to go right, down to go left. when you're turning to go left, you can literally stick out your middle finger and turn and hit the signal lights going left. So you're going left, bam, left signals. You're going right, bam, right signal. You don't even need to make a conscious effort. You just flip off the signal switch. I don't even know what it's called. I just call it the signal switch. If you don't do that, you're such a terrible person on the road. I hate people that don't signal so much. And then on top of that, people that don't check their sides when they're turning, or lane switching in general. Some people when you're driving, am I still recording? Yes, I am. Some people when you're driving feel entitled that they go. Now, this is a problem because in a lot of situations, legally, they should not go. For example, if you're merging onto a highway, the lane merging on should have a yield or a stop sign, usually a yield. Yield means if there's anyone coming in that lane, you wait for them, then you go. Now, in terms of safety and efficiency, people merging onto the highway should always merge in a zipper pattern. So one person that's on the highway will go, followed by a person merging, followed by a guy on the highway, followed by a guy that's merging. That's the safest way to do things. I will try to maintain that whenever I'm driving. Also, if I know that slowing down so the guy that's trying to merge will make that guy's job significantly easier, or it won't cause problems for him merging, I will slow down. Because I don't want to make merging a pain. I hate merging personally, so if I can make merging a little bit easier for other people, I'll do it. Now, to get to the problems I had earlier today. Today, 4 times on my way to, well, today I took a little bit of a different route because I needed to go to Leominster to get a couple of things taken care of. But on 4 occasions, I was almost merged into. And thinking about each one of those, as far as I know with legalities, the person who is the person who isn't merging has the right of way under any circumstances. If you're merging, you need to wait for the other person to go. Now, one thing in regards to this that I absolutely hate, this is one of the things that one of my pet peeves on the road. This isn't technically illegal, it might be morally wrong, but when you're going to lane switch and the guy behind you speeds up, that just gets under my skin because it's dangerous in my opinion. And it just shows that you're more important than the guy that's trying to merge in front of you, which doesn't sit well with me. But the biggest problem is I find it's dangerous, especially when I'm like getting ready to switch lanes and then I see the guy speed up, I'm like, oh, because it's dangerous. When you're looking behind you, you need to take your eyes off the immediate road. So you get ready to turn, you're prepared to turn, and then the guy speeds up, so you're like, what do I do now? So you have to straighten yourself back up so you don't merge into him. But today, going back to the almost being merged into 4 times today, I'm just going in the slow lane, or no, 3 times was in the slow lane, once was in the fast lane. And the guy in the next lane starts coming towards me. I'm like, no, honk horn. And once I was in the fast lane, okay, going from fast to slow, a little bit more excusable, but almost merging into someone from the slow lane to the fast lane is just idiotic. Because in moving to the fast lane, you assume the responsibility of you need to be more careful because you're going to be driving faster. So 4 times that happened today, and every time I wasn't lane switching, I was just going straight, I was keeping my speed the same, and the guy is either speeding up and starts to merge into me, or slows down and starts to merge into my lane. And 4 times today. Okay, I've had a lot of bad experiences in driving. I've never been in an accident, I've never been pulled over. But I've never had a day like today, where 4 times I almost get merged into. Plenty of occasions I've almost been merged into on the highway, but not this many times. Like a couple days ago, we had that really short clip when we were going to Micro Center where I was talking about the guy in front of me. Being an asshole on the road isn't needed. The driving could be so much safer if people weren't assholes. Like, it's insane how much could be saved in terms of life if people weren't so impatient. And I get a little impatient with people, but only when they do something wrong. Like, I won't get impatient if I'm in the slow lane and someone's going the speed limit. I'm not going to be like, why won't you go faster? I'm going to pull into the fast lane. If I can't, too bad. I'm driving slowly next to them or behind them. However, if someone's driving 65 in a 65 area in the fast lane, I'm going to be like, what are you doing? That's not how the roads work. And then the fifth one, I said there was 5 incidents. The fifth one, I was at a T intersection, sort of. It was a parking lot, but the way the parking lot worked is there's their highway right here, and then perpendicular to that, there's a road that goes into a parking lot, but halfway through that road, there is another parking lot facing this way. So, as far as I can tell, it's not a parking lot it's not a cross. It's a parking lot right here, followed by the road behind it. So, it's like a T intersection. There was a car coming out of the T intersection as I was going through the T intersection. Now, in a T intersection, this road has the right of way. Always. This road has to stop. She almost didn't stop. I had to swerve out of the way to avoid being hit by her. And the thing is, I was already going and she was coming in. So I was like almost halfway through it as she started coming through it. So she just wasn't paying attention. Man, I was almost hit today in the car. That would have been a different story. But yes, driving, very, very annoying sometimes. I'm more so starting to dislike driving because of other drivers. Before, I really didn't like driving because I didn't like being in a car. As a child, I was in a car a lot, and I associated being in a car with being bored. And I hate being bored more than anything else. Other than maybe dying, and starving, and dehydration. Everything that leads to death is just in a different tier, but when it comes to, like, just things that I really don't like that aren't life-threatening or life-changing, boredom is at the top. So I was bored a lot in the car, and I just associated being in a car with being bored. So ever since I started driving, I'm like, I don't like driving because it's just boring. But that's changed a little bit. No longer do I hate driving because I'm bored. It's now because other people are really stupid sometimes. Now, I don't know how many of you guys watching the vlog drive. I know a lot of my audience is younger, so I don't know how much of that made sense. I tried to explain it as well as possible. Did I do a good job? I don't know. But yeah, there are just some things that really need to be fixed. Speaking about things that need to be fixed, I still need to send in this camera to get the lens repaired because it's still making that clicking sound, I think. But I think I'm going to end off the vlog now. It's only 3 in the afternoon, unless something super exciting happens later on. I'm going to end the vlog here. One last thing before I do is I want to show you guys my desktop because, oh, it's asleep. Ugh. I reinstalled Windows on my desktop yesterday, and let's see, boop, 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 boop. There we go. It's all reinstalled. Also, I have like yellow pages open because I was thinking with the thing. But immediate changes that I've made. I've switched from Chrome to Firefox. I wanted to try using Firefox Extended for some period of time. So we'll see how that ends up working out. Let's just close that, no point in that. Oh, updating all of the Adobe programs, but yeah, I got everything, for the most part, set up. Yesterday I was having problems with DxTory. Whenever I try to record, I would blue screen. So that should be fixed now. I have DxTory installed, I have Minecraft installed. I am going to be doing some recording later on today. It's been a long time since I've recorded because of upgrades, essentially. I did not want to start... I had to back up all of my files so I could wipe out my 4 terabyte RAID array. And turns out that, well, I ended up just putting it back to what it was, because I was going to install OS X on my desktop, but I've had nothing but problems in doing so. So I started moving back all the files yesterday, and because I backed up all my files, everything else, like the hard drives where all the data was, they were full. I had no way of recording for about 2 weeks because this entire upgrade process has been extended by a lot of time due to delays in parts, getting dead parts, and needing a new case. But yeah, Windows is finally reinstalled. That's a good thing. I can get back to work shortly. I need to just reinstall Adobe Audition so I can not record audio, so I can process audio, and everything else should be good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna end things off here. My battery's about to die. This is like one of the longest single takes that I've ever taken on the vlog and talked the entire time. Wow. So I do hope that you enjoyed today's vlog. Sorry for the rant. Tell me what you guys thought about that. That's just one of the things that really gets under my skin, bad driving, because that's quite dangerous. And yeah. So, once again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all again next time. Until then, farewell.